a bunch of mean guys in the band and a tie. Don't let the west side give us side eyes. Ain't nobody that I really recognize. Ain't surprised to ride the killer vibe. Probably the reason you die trying to feel alive, but I'm incentivized by in the thighs. Ripping on it like I'm picking a pride. I hit the crib with a collide, but really ain't tripping. We can get it right through the
Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. And I would say they went 3 and out last time, but actually they didn't even get to 3 and out. Still a strange decision to us here in the booth.
Yeah, let's hope they don't go 1 and out, but maybe, possibly, let's try and think with them here. Try to play field position maybe, turn the ball over, put it in the hands of their defense. Who knows?
You're a nice man. 2nd and 6, just inside the 30.
At the 29-yard line.
And looking to throw, Penix. Guys, incomplete over the middle. It's Robinson. And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. 10 yards there and a first down for the Falcons.
We always talk about having to read defenses and how complicated that is. Well, this was an excellent read. Read the pressure and got rid of the football before it even got to him for a nice game.
And when they're blitzing like that, running back usually a good spot to go with a football?
Without a doubt, because he's right in your sight line or he's near you. So you're able to just get it to him easily. And once he gets in space, that's usually a good matchup for him.
So from Seahawk territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line. He finds his man, complete. That's Moreno. And he's going to get this down near the 30-yard line. A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last 2 plays. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Looking to throw, Penix. Now he'll tuck this and run. And he'll go down here right around the 23-yard line. Nice work to get 7 out of that, and it's 2nd down.
Well, it looked like a quick hitter, a 3-step drop, but when it's not there, what do? He elects to try and escape through the mass of bodies up the middle, and he does so and picks up positive yardage.
Robinson up the middle, and they'll bring him down at the 18-yard line. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down. The first drive this unit had, they punted. This drive, much more polished, just looking crisper, aren't they, moving the ball?
Maybe the first drive was a little bit of a wake-up call. Probably a little bit angry that they had to punt the ball away the first time they had it. Got motivated, got to the sideline, said, okay, let's not let that happen here as we take over again. Nothing open downfield. He had to get that one out in a hurry because he just knew he was about to take a big shot. Probably couldn't get his legs into the throw. Became an all-arm throw, trying to check it down to his running back. Incomplete.
And he slings one that's incomplete.
That play call wasn't there for them against that coverage. So they're going to spin the dial now in their playbook and come up with one more shot at the marker to try and keep this series going.
On 3rd down, Penix from the gun. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. This is good for a first down. His 2nd grab in this NFC Championship bout.
First and goal at the 3-yard line.
Robinson fighting, but he won't get too far. Maybe a yard, that's all, down to the 2. Only a yard that time, 2nd and goal.
Good work there, holding them out on first down, and this is going to be a battle down here on the goal line. Can they hold their ground for 2, maybe even 3 more plays?
Let's go. Cougar 19. Take off.
Robinson again, and this time he is in for a Falcon touchdown. Well, he finishes off the drive with a touchdown run, Charles. Remember, he also had a catch on this drive as well.
And that's what running backs want to be in today's NFL, a complete back. 3 down, stay on the field, run it and catch it, and he gets it done.
So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. And that is over the back line of the end zone. It's a touchback, and they'll bring this out to the 35-yard line. Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. Well, partner, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not really true, but last time that was the case. One play to get into the end zone, and now they'll try to duplicate that success here.
And it's rare for those moments to happen. Incredible when they do. And you saw the celebration. Pure, unbridled joy after that one.
From Falcon territory now, here's 1st and 10 at the 37-yard line. Slot man moves right. He's going to handle it on the touch pass. The ball comes out, but I believe a Seahawk was able to get a handle on this, so this will remain Seattle ball. And the defense not able to get it. From a defensive perspective, what's that moment like when you realize the ball is loose?
It is a moment where all concentration goes right to the football. This is something you've talked about in all your preparation for the game. You probably talked about this training camp. Knock the ball free, take it away from the other team, and now you have that chance. There's a little bit of deflation when they end up recovering it.
They knocked it free, but couldn't take it away. 11 yards there and a 1st down for Seattle.
It's been a long season, but he still looks fresh running the football. He knows his guys are one game away from a Super Bowl, so he's going to give it all he's got, and that's a heck of a run right there.
So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18.
60 Eagles, 60 Eagles.
Now they'll change things up.
7 Pirates.
Back to throw now on 1st down. And that one's going to be off target and incomplete.
I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes. But the best part for him, he's got 2nd and 3rd down to fall back on.
2nd and 10.
Here we go.
Up the middle, here's Walker. And he'll be stopped after a gain of only a couple down to the 15-yard line.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. This is good for a 1st down, his 2nd grab of this NFC Championship bout. 7-7, our score after 1. Seahawk football here to start quarter number 2 as they go to work on a 1st and goal.
Ready? Reload. Let's go. Viking.
Walker. Nothing doing there. They're going to wind up holding him at the 2. Only a yard on the pickup there. 2nd and goal.
All of a sudden, those lanes that were there earlier in the drive dry up near the goal line. That's a good job defensively to diagnose the run and stop it for a very short pickup.
Craft 80. 70 Timberwolves.
Got a man and he hits him in stride. Touchdown, Seahawks. Elijah Arroyo from a yard out. And the Seahawks have taken the lead. There was no going through the progressions on that touchdown pass.
Yeah, nor was it necessary. His receiver won that route early, presented himself. No reason to wait. Go ahead and put it on him and score a touchdown.
Out comes the kicking team here for the extra point. And he's got it. It's now a 14-7 ball game. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. He's going to be stopped cold. Good coverage there by the kick team to bring that return to an abrupt halt.
First and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
About set to begin their next drive. The Falcons offense at the line. The long drive last time out for this offense, Charles, if you remember, they started basically in the shadows of their own end zone, marched it down the field, and a lot of that was through the passing game.
Partner, as a former defensive back, I'm having almost a physical reaction watching what's happening right now, but let's give credit where it's due because they've done an excellent job moving the ball through the air. Secondary getting picked apart pass by pass. Obviously, they need to make some adjustments there on the back end.
Yeah, because offensively, we know that they're not going to be shy about throwing that football. To the air, Bennett. Throw left side complete. That's Robinson. The result, only 4 yards there on the play. And it brings up 3rd and 5 now.
That's a good job there by the corner. We do talk about this a lot, that a lot of corners see their job as simply covering receivers. Tackling isn't everyone's thing. But in this case, he came up quickly and made a nice, sure tackle.
All right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Picked up by Devin Witherspoon. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. Well, CD, we have seen it many times throughout the course of the season. This defense coming up large and snagging a big takeaway. But here they get not just the takeaway, 6 points as well.
And you just knew that for this team to advance, it had to get a big performance from this unit. And to this point, they delivered.
Point after, right down the middle. And it's now 21-7. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six. And now the kick is away. And he'll be stopped up at the 25.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. They've got to be a little shell-shocked. Down double digits at home in the playoffs. Still in the first half. They've got to turn things around quickly. They begin the drive with Robinson. And they're able to get this one across the 35. The drive starting with a first down, 11 yards on that pickup.
I'm okay with the call there. In fact, I actually like it. I know they're down a couple of scores, but the running game worked in that situation. I would continue to go in that direction.
Now here's a little touch pass as they tap it quickly to their receiver. What a great read by the secondary. They come up to stop that touch pass before it can even get back to the line. Well, I think the hope is, with a touch pass like that, maybe you catch the defense off guard, but they were all over that one.
And it is the kind of play that works better against certain defenses. And this clearly was the wrong one to run into. Really nice job getting him down behind the line of scrimmage.
And this is good for a first down. His second grab of this NFC Championship bout.
And a nice job by the two of them to not only connect on the pitch and the catch, but to carry over their practice work to the game field. They saw the adjustment by the defense, made an adjustment themselves, and picked up the first down.
And he'll manage to pick up about 4 at second down.
So if you've been playing defense in this one, there's a little bit of the good and some bad, because they did give up the touchdown run to him earlier, but shut him down otherwise.
Outside of that, you're exactly right. I would say they've contained him very well. That's complete to Dell. Third catch for him on this drive alone, and it'll give him the first down.
I like watching the wide receiver screen because it's a real teamwork play. Because guess what? The guy catching the ball, he'll get all the credit. But how about the people up to block in front of him, either fellow receivers or offensive linemen? That makes that play a really nice timing play, and sometimes it can break big.
Now Pennick's going to hold on to it. And he'll protect himself at the end here as he winds up getting pretty decent yardage. He'll get 10 there all on his own, but it'll be second down. Straight ahead, it's Robinson. And he works it to the 30-yard line here, right at the 30. 1:58 left to play till we hit halftime. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Now Penix. And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down.
My first thought is surprise, because that's one of the better tight ends around, and I've seen him pull in balls like this before. But how about a little credit to the defense forcing that incompletion?
Here's Penix. That's out wide here for Robinson. And he'll be out of bounds as he gets this down about the 21 or 22. 9 yards, and that leaves him just short, so it'll be 3rd and less than a yard. Robinson will try to pick it up. And Robinson will not get there. Great defense at the point of attack, going to stop him short of the first.
A loss of 2 yards.
They'll go for it. Here's Penix. Oh, it's intercepted. A drive killer there. And the Seahawks are going to get the ball back on the turnover as they hold on 4th down. And that now 2 interceptions thrown in the 2nd quarter.
And you know, a lot of people look at these guys and they think to themselves that maybe, possibly, they're still thinking about the first one. And they probably are. I think in this case, he's just trying to atone for the first interception. Tried a little bit too hard, maybe forced it a bit, and instead created a 2nd one.
Here's Walker to start the drive. And he's going to be taken down shy of the 10, right around the 9-yard line. Now 2nd and 9. And they'll bring the big tight end across the formation left. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
He did a fine job there of not hitting him before the ball arrived, and I've got to tell you, you can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get him, sometimes you panic as well and think, I've got to be there right now. Instead, in this case, timed it perfectly and knocked it free.
Ready? 7 times, Cowboy 80.
Out of the gun now on 3rd down. And out route, and he's got the connection to Walker. And they'll bring him down right around the 13. He did his best to just get 4 out of that, but not enough. And now 4th down.
I think that call was made not so much to try and get the first down, although they would have taken it if they could have gotten it, but to give their punter a little bit of space and try and help out their defense.
Yeah, they got the safe completion on 3rd. On 4th down, ready to punt, Michael Dixon. And taken right at the 35. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. And that'll be a return of 12 following a very nice punt. And the Falcons will be taking over 1st and 10. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. And now the clock reads precisely 1 minute to go in the half. You want to run the 1-minute offense? This is a good test right here.
It certainly is, and definitely not a time to think about kneeling and going into the half. This is a chance to attack a little bit, but not having to get everything in one shot either. 10 yards here, 15 there. Work the sidelines, work the clock, give yourself a chance for at least a field goal going into the half.
A play fake. Now Penix. And this throw incomplete. Well, the defender all over him that time, but it's going to lead to 3rd down.
As soon as he leaked out and began his route, someone on the defensive side broke with him and arrived just in time to separate him from another reception.
Penix working out of the gun here. He'll try to pick it up himself. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Well, how about the coverage we just saw him break out on third down? Dime defense, blanketed the field with extra defensive backs and speed, unable to find an open hole to complete that pass.
They are going for it. Penix. And he is out of bounds inside the 35. A gutsy call. Turns out to be a good one, though. First down on a pickup of 11.
And that's a big pickup of a first down. And you know that all week, both sides of the ball, offense and defense, are going through every situation. And in this case, the offensive guys had the right play dialed up because defensively, you work on fourth down situations as well.
And deflating for the defense. They can't get the stop here. 2nd and 7.
Brings up 2nd and 7.
They'll throw with Penix. And he's going to be intercepted a third time. Picked off by Nicky Manwari. And the Seahawks are going to take over once again at their own 25-yard line. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And with a 21-7 lead already in their hip pocket, probably not a time to get too creative or inventive here. We'll see. That's down the field. He's got Arroyo. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go here in the first half.
1st and 10 at the 36-yard line.
Okay, ready?
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
19 sight. 19. Here we go. Start. Cougar. 60 Bobcat. 60 Bobcat.
He'll look to throw. And that is incomplete. So 17 seconds now on the clock here.
That was well defended. They clamped down on every available receiver. Just got to give the win to the defense on that snap.
Now a 2nd and 10.
Ready? Go.
They'll set up to throw. Over the middle, he finds Arroyo. And that's going to be good for another first down as the tackle's made at the Falcons' 39. Now a timeout signaled for, and they'll get it with 10 seconds to go before halftime.
24-yard gain on the play. And the
Ball jump.
first down.
In motion goes the tight end. Again, he'll drop to throw. Now a run here off the RPO. He'll keep it. He'll get this complete to the rookie first-round pick. And now we'll get a late timeout as it comes in the waning moments of quarter number 2. So with 4 seconds to go in the half, here's the field goal unit onto the field. And his kick is good. And that will do it for this first half. So 2 quarters down, 2 remain. Charles and I return after the break. And how about this right out of the locker room? An onside kick attempt. The Hallis Trophy still hangs in the balance as the second half now underway in the NFC Championship game. And he'll get it down here to the 43. Going on here? Are they serious? First down, and they're in punt formation. And no return here. Where will they spot it? They say just outside the 20-yard line. The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together and say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you through this patch. We need you to get us back on track and get us going in the right direction. So you're calling plays geared to them. Not necessarily when you look at your plays, oh, this hurts the defense. I want the ball in the hands of X, Y, and Z and see if we can move forward.
So don't get too cute. Go to the playmakers. And seeing nowhere to throw, he chucks this one away from harm. Incomplete. Now it's third down.
I'm sure it was a tough halftime trying to figure out some strategy to get things going. Trailing by a lot when they went into the locker room. He's just trying every avenue to spark his team here to begin the third quarter. Not a lot going on that play, though.
From the gun on third down, Sheffield. And this pass broken up. The contact well timed there, and now fourth down. The Falcons send out their punter as he'll kick it away for the second time. "37 yards on the punt with no return. And it'll be Seahawk football, 1st and 10. Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. This crew had to punt last time they had the ball, but when you've got a lead like this, you content to play the field position game?
You are to an extent, especially if you like your defense, because you have the lead, you've been controlling the game. But why put them in a tougher spot? You want to get out there and get something done on offense and maybe take command of this game yourself.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. They may want to go back to that one. First play of the drive, good for 15 and a first down.
First and 10 on the 47-yard line.
Ready, break. Here we go, here we go.
Up the middle they run. It's Walker. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. They'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
And plays like that are exactly what this defense needs here early in the second half to give it a little spark. I think their halftime adjustments, what they talked about, maybe it's just a little inspirational speech. Who knows? But it looks like they're ready to go.
And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up third down.
This is certainly a team that has proven it likes to target its backs through the air and defensively. They were aware of that and certainly were prepared on that throw.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. There's a short one caught by Arroyo. Unable to corral him, he fights through. And he'll be out just a yard or two shy of the 30. The Seahawks moving pretty well through the air. Another first down.
Seahawks, first down. First and 10 at the 31-yard line.
Straight ahead, Walker. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Yikes, a 4-yard loss really sets him back now for second down.
I thought he did a nice job there setting an edge and make sure nothing could get to the outside. But he decided that wasn't enough for him. Worked his way back inside and made the tackle on the ball carrier.
On the RPO, he'll keep it himself. And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out. Pretty nice gain on the scramble. Gets him 12 yards. Trying to keep the drive going here. This is play number 7 on 3rd and 2.
Cougar 19.
They'll try for the first with Walker. And not going to be able to push this forward. He runs into a wall right at the line of scrimmage. Tough sledding. They lose a yard there on 3rd.
Sometimes in the run game, you can make the argument that quickness beats size. And how about the example right here?
Now the offense is not leaving the field. They're going to stay out and go for it on 4th and 3. Looking to throw. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Seahawks go for it but can't convert. And it'll be a turnover on downs. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
They work now on 2nd and 9. And this one almost intercepted. Far too loose with the football. Nearly a 4th pick of the ball game.
You get the sense that they're saying we're not playing up to what we're capable of, and we're deep enough into the game that the early jitters are long gone, that they should now have some of continuity and be able to make some of these plays that they have not been doing so far.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. That one deep for London. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
I'm sure this isn't a novel thought, but maybe run some simpler routes instead of trying to get it all back in one shot. Defense certainly appears to be ready for them. Try and get it back little by little instead of in big chunks.
And they're going to fake it from deep in their own territory. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. They fake the punt. It doesn't work out. And the Seahawks, they'll get the football back in outstanding field position. Now contact up front as penalty markers come in. Who is this against? So they got him coming up from his linebacker spot.
And sometimes the position designation really doesn't matter. If you creep up to the line of scrimmage, you just have to look for the football. Make sure it moves before you do.
On the handoff, this is Walker. And he'll fight forward maybe to the line of scrimmage, but that's all. No gain there on 1st and 5, and it leaves them with a more standard 2nd down. This defense could use a few more plays like that right now.
It certainly could, but think about it from an offense's perspective right now. They've got a lead, but they don't want to throttle down too much and stall themselves. Still want to move at a nice pace.
And he overshot him there. It's out of bounds, incomplete. Not his best throw there, but where we sit right now in the 3rd quarter, he's had a pretty good game throwing the football.
He certainly has, and it's not exactly at the point where we're doing 4-minute offense yet, but they've got to think about, I'm not going to say milking the clock, but understanding clock management here on out.
Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. It'll be a gain of 5. And it'll be 4th down.
Well, it looks like they got what they wanted. They got the completion, but they weren't able to break any tackles or gain nearly enough yardage to pick up the 1st down. Now it'll be 4th and short.
The offense here not budging. They're going to fight for it on 4th and inches.
19 Tiger, 19 Tiger.
Now on 4th and inches, they're going to want to talk this over. We get a timeout. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this 3rd quarter. So out now is the Seattle field goal team. From the right hash, this from 33. And his kick here is good. So the big return had him fired up, but in the end, the offense stalls out. They only muster 3.
Yeah, the excitement was there after the return, but they didn't move the ball at all after that. They didn't even get a 1st down.
And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line.
First and 10 at their own 29-yard line.
The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive.
Well, this has been a tough one for them, Charles. They've struggled really on both sides of the football. And one thing that's really plagued them, the turnovers. They've had issues keeping the football in their possession.
And every game that's ever been played, all coaches talk about taking care of the football and limiting turnovers. And in this one, after we saw that first turnover, we worried that things would snowball, and they certainly did, especially on the scoreboard.
7 yards there and a first down.
A nice throw there. And this is a quarterback, you remember, looking to do what no other rookie has done, and that's lead his team into the Super Bowl.
And now you've made me go back down memory lane a little bit because we have had a few guys come close. Think about Patrick Mahomes in 2018. Second year in the league,
But I think the ball's out. But this will get out of bounds, so possession will stay the same.
You can almost see inside his face mask there the look of relief. He coughed it up, but it goes out of bounds. They keep it.
someone carrying around the lucky horseshoe, aren't they? If I were him, I'd go out and play the lottery after that one. A very fortunate man.
And they're operating in plus territory here. They're thinking points. Definitely don't want to lose the football at this juncture.
He finds his man complete. It's Hartman. And they will finally catch him, but not before he reaches the 8-yard line. It's a big play there for Atlanta. And even 40 yards. Looking to throw. Sheffield. And he's going to be dropped back at the 15-yard line. Leonard Williams, the former number 6 overall pick, got the sack that time.
At the 15-yard line.
One quarter remains until the NFC crowns its champion. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. Back now here on EA Sports. It's the Falcons. They'll have the football, but trailing on the scoreboard as we get set to begin the fourth. Got to assume this defense will be charging again here. It's 2nd and 15.
Let's go now.
Back to throw. Sheffield. And he'll take it into the end zone. Touchdown, Atlanta. Taking it in from 14 yards out. And the Falcons have got it back to a 2-score game here in the fourth. No going for 2. They'll kick the point after. Uh-oh, flag comes out here. This is going to be roughing the kicker.
When you're going back there on the kick block, you've got to go to the right point. That didn't happen. Ran into the kicker. The penalty flag had to come out.
After the roughing penalty on the PAT, they'll kick off from 15 yards further upfield. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22. Looking to put a drive together.
Ready. Cougar 19.
Hands it to Walker to begin the series. They'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2.
And that's just an ideal run to start this drive because they're in full ball control mode now. So if you keep ripping off 7, 8, 9 yards of carry, you're going to have a great chance of finishing off this game.
Now a 2nd and 2. Now back to throw. That's taken in by Arroyo. Look at the big fella go. And all the way in. Touchdown, Seattle.
Seahawks are closing in on a Super Bowl berth now as they extend their fourth-quarter lead. On this stage, conference championship game, every play is magnified, and that was a big play.
No doubt about it. One thing that has these guys a step away from a shot at the big game, their big play ability. They can strike from anywhere.
Extra point splits the uprights, and that pushes the lead up to an even 20.
Falcons, 14.
The kick unit for the Seahawks out there on the field, and we are ready to rock.
And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line.
Falcons take over first and 10 at their own 30-yard line.
Got it. Ready?
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. And their dream of a Super Bowl berth so close 3 quarters ago, but obviously starting to slip away if it hasn't already. They need points here and in a hurry.
They'll go down as a gain of 6, and it'll be second down.
6-yard pickup brings up second and 4.
Lions, 18 Rattlers.
Off the play fake, Sheffield. And complete to Drake London. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. His first catch in this NFC Championship game, and it's a first down.
First and 10 at the 49-yard line.
Operating from the gun, Sheffield. Well, he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. 11 more on that one, and another first down.
Well, I can put my defensive cap on right now, and I know they're saying don't give up any big plays now. They've controlled this game throughout, and all they want to do is see it through to the end. I think they let their guard down a little bit with that last completion. Sometimes when you're trying not to give up bigger plays, you don't react as fast as you should on other throws. I like the calmness of how he played the ball here. No panic in his eyes as that throw arrived. Tracked it from the moment it left the quarterback's hand, and that's just where he needed to be to knock it away.
Here's second and 10.
Here we go. Go.
Back to throw again.
And this throw incomplete. Well, the defender all over him that time, but it's going to lead to third down.
As expected, he's gone to him several times in this game, but that's the first time one has slipped from his grasp. I'll bet he goes back to him, though. He's an excellent player.
The Falcons on third down. They've had their troubles, just 1 for 6. This is third and 10. And he is caught. And they're going to be set up down around the 15-yard line. Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's first and 10.
That's another Falcons first down.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And he just throws this one away. Smart decision here this close to the end zone, and it brings up second down. At this point, down big, you'd have to imagine this defense are just going to sit back, blanket the field as best they can.
Yeah, this is actually the easy part of the game for them because, just as you noted, they can sit back, keep everything in front of them. But they've blanketed the field the entire game using a variety of coverages.
Picked off by Mickey Manwari. And the Seahawks are going to get the football here as the ball will come out to the 20. Those INTs all sting, but you throw one in the red zone. I think especially as a rookie, maybe it stings a little bit more.
I think what you're saying is they don't all count the same, do they? Right? Interceptions in the red zone that you've given up points now, those are precious. So you have to learn from those and in a hurry.
They'll run with Walker to begin the drive. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. Run blitz there defensively, something we might see more of here in the fourth quarter.
I think we'll see a lot of it, and the difference between that and a pass blitz you're trying to get to the quarterback. You're trying to scheme someone open who will get to the QB and make sure he gets on the ground. In a run blitz, you're actually trying to cover up gaps, trying to cover up holes so they can't run the football.
And they will finally get him down, but not before he takes this to the Falcons' 35-yard line.
Well, I don't think there's any question, Brandon, at this stage, the stop troops, the defensive guys, they got to use their 3 timeouts here. They've got to stop them and get the ball back.
Yeah, if you're in that 2 to 3 score deficit window that they're in now, you got to get it ASAP.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Stop them, use your timeouts. Easier to move the ball on offense without timeouts than to stop them on defense without using them.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. The defense showing some anger after giving up the big play. This time they'll lose 1 or 2. Now they contend with a 2nd and 12 after the loss.
19 Tiger, 19 Tiger. Ready.
Toss left side for Walker. Takes this to the 32, maybe the 31, and then the defense rallying quickly after that broken tackle. 97 yards on the ground for him now as he's gotten better, really, as the night's gone on.
Ready.
The 25-yard line is what they need here. This is 3rd down.
Ready.
And Walker once more. And he gets the first down here as he's taken down at the 24. Give him 7 yards on the play, and they do pick up the conversion on 3rd down. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. All runs on this drive so far. It's 1st and 10. Running right, here's Walker. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. They'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
Ready. Press all 80.
On the give, it's Walker. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. 3rd down, now even tougher. 3rd and 13 after that loss of a yard.
Well, they've had success on the ground on this drive, and that makes the defense more likely to overcommit to stop the run as they did on that play. But keep in mind, it makes them susceptible to play-action passes as well.
On 3rd down, here's Walker. And he'll get this to the 23, but that'll be well short of what he needed. Ball at a gain of 3, and it'll bring up 4th down. Well, they could